Hey guys, so I like drawing. A lot. And many of you might not know that, since I don't really draw in here anymore. Like, ever. And that's because over the past year or two, my focus has sort of shifted from drawing illustration to 3D. Which, you know, is fine, but I want to do both. Which is why today, I'm going to challenge myself by taking one of my old illustrations and attempt to fully recreate it inside of Blender. Now that is a big task. There are objects that need to be modeled. I'll need to create textures and materials, sculpt a full body character, and texture that too, deal with particle systems, lighting, but most importantly, I'll need to replicate this drawing in a completely different medium, all while maintaining its soul. Should be a piece of cake. So to start us off, I'll be using Blender version 4.5 with the Eevee render engine. And once I've hopped into Blender, my first priority is going to be to block out my scene with some simple shapes. To make the room, I just add a cube, delete a few faces, and scale it up to the size that looks good. Then I adjust my camera and change its resolution to match the dimensions of the illustration. That way I can keep it as true to the original as possible. I also play around with the FOV of my camera and the scale of the room until it fits the framing of the original picture. Now I'm just going to add some cubes and basic shapes to block out the other objects such as the desk, the computer monitors, and the chair. And then for my character, I break out this really awesome human base mesh model that I've been using for years. And then I just bend him into a half decent pose with a bad case of gamer back. Perfect. And don't worry, I'll be linking the download to this guy down in the description. He's free. Now with my scene all blocked out, I can start turning these simple shapes into fully modeled objects. Except, I haven't really properly modeled anything in a hot second. Lately, I've just been relying on pre-made assets and materials from things like BlenderKit to fill up my scenes. But we're not doing that today. No, everything here is going to be made from scratch. So with that in mind, let's start off with the chair. I actually end up having to model this chair a couple of times while reacquainting myself with modeling. But thankfully, this is a time lapse, so for you guys, it looks like I did it first try. I also decided that the only reference I would be using was my own illustration, and nothing else. Which means no photographs or other images to use as references for my models. And I figured doing this would keep it more near to the original drawing, and also help it not be too realistic. And by that I mean if my chair ends up being a bit off and doesn't look exactly like one from the real world, that's okay. I still want this to feel like an illustration, where things are stylized and from another world, so it being a little off actually helps me achieve the effect that I want. And once I get all of my main components down and finish these damn little wheels on the bottom for the 5th time, my chair is done. Next, I tackle the computer monitors, and you know, after doing the chair I'm feeling a bit more confident, so I decided to bring in some fancier techniques like booleans. Yeah, I know, really pushing the boundaries of modeling over here. Mostly it's just loop cuts and extrusions, but I really like the little buttons and vent details I was able to get on the sides of the computer. I'm just a huge fan of old chunky technology, and these monitors capture that look perfectly. Now, you might be thinking, whoa, buddy, slow down, this is going way too fast. But there's a lot to go over in this video. And if you're interested at a more in-depth look at how things in this scene were made, there's actually a half-hour, fully narrated, behind-the-scenes video over on my Patreon page, where you get a live overview of how many of the materials and objects were made, as well as some more personal insights to the project that you wouldn't get to have in this video. For just $3 or $5 a month, you guys can get access to videos like those, as well as all of my Blender files, including the one from this video. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna show it to you. You know, you gotta wait to see it at the end of the video. And as a patron, you also get to watch my videos a week earlier than everyone else, and have your name mentioned at the end of every video. If you guys like what you're seeing and that content sounds interesting to you, or if you'd just like to support me and buy me a coffee or something, please use the link down in the description and go check out my Patreon. So after the computers, I quickly make my trash can by subdividing a cylinder and adding a wireframe modifier to mimic that metal mesh material. Mimic metal mesh material? That's a tongue twister. Then I go in and add some extrusions on my desk to add some more depth and cut out some drawers on the back one. And then the last main object that was left to model was the keyboard, which, like the chair, I had to do a few times. See, the desk in the drawing was actually just one solid object with the keyboard built in. But I didn't make it like that this time, so I tried my best to replicate the keyboard while having it be its own object. And after the keyboard, I quickly make 2 bulletin boards, the room number sign, and now it's finally time to create the character. This was by far my most anticipated part of the project. I love sculpting, I love monsters, so yeah, I was really excited for this part. Now the first step is I'm just going to tweak that pose we gave him earlier, get his hands into the right position, and finalize everything. And once that's done, I can just apply and delete the armature and get into the sculpting. Now it's not going to be anything too fancy for this guy today. I'm mostly going to focus just on his silhouette and make sure that I capture that awful posture from the original drawing. So I stretch out his back a bit, then I go in and beef up his stomach, carve out the head and neck a bit more, and add some more muscle and fat to the torso, his arms, and his legs by using the clay strips brush, which if you guys watched my sculpting video, you would know is my absolute favorite brush to use inside of Blender. I also start to tweak the positioning of the chair components to lean and bend more around his new body, so it actually looks like he's sitting in the chair. And then I just add a cube with a subdivision surface modifier and model out a quick, simple hat for him to wear. I do end up making some more sculpting tweaks later down the line, but this is pretty much what he looks like sculpted. And this looks good and all, but the materials are going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting for us. But before we get to that, our scene is missing one crucial element, the paper. So to start, I first make one sheet off to the side, and that will then be instanced in a hair particle system. There was no way I was going to place all of those by hand. That would just take me forever. So this was the obvious alternative, except I'm not very good with particles, and it took me a lot longer than I would like to admit to figure out how to get them to go in the right direction. Once I did though, I was able to get all the randomness I needed for it to look the way that I wanted. But there were many papers left to make. I gave one to the character for him to hold while he typed. I displaced an icosphere with a cloud texture to get the crumpled paper balls to fill up the trash can, and I also duplicated stacks of paper to fill up his desk space, as well as some sticking out from underneath the computer and drooping over the edges to really sell that clutteredness. Now that all the papers are made, let's add some textures. I made this quick one in Photoshop and applied it to that paper that we made off to the side earlier, so now that all of our other papers get the same exact material. I also added some quick lights around the scene just so we can see what we're doing. And then we'll top off the papers with a little Voronoi texture that I plugged into their normals to give a slightly crumpled look. Then I give the hat a quick texture and some modeling touch-ups, and I move on to the character himself. Now skin is difficult to tackle. After giving him a simple base color, I adjust his roughness and basically plug noise textures into all of my values. That gives everything just a little hint of randomness, and therefore a more realistic touch. And now that he looks nice and slimy, I add in a varying base color to break up that skin tone, and then add a bump map to his skin to create more texture. Now he's bumpy. Yet he's still not quite looking real enough for me, so I decided to mix the material I've made with a second one. I found this skin texture on Google Images, and then I just overlaid it on top of my material with a mix color node on Multiply. And then, along with some extra sculpting additions like veins, it really just brings him to life. The rest of my materials are pretty simple. The chair cushions were just UV cube projected and then got a red fabric image texture applied, and the rest a dark plastic material that I whipped up. For the computers, I just copied the plastic from the chair and changed the color. The real magic with these is when I added that matrixy screen texture. For my walls, I used the exact same technique that I did on the skin. I first made that sort of plaster drywall material using nodes, and then I mixed it with an image texture and applied some noise to that mixture to then achieve this really cool patchy mold effect across the walls. And I'm really happy with how it came out, and it really helped achieve that sort of grunginess from the original illustration. After that, I just had to go apply materials across my remaining objects, and I was done. After texturing, there were just a few more elements that I needed to add. First were the wires dangling out from the keyboard and the computers, as well as snaking across the floor. Then I went in and added some more emphasis on the character's hunched posture and a few more area lights just to help pop him out from the background and really make this thing feel finished. Okay, so I am all done, but before I can show you guys the final result, I really just want to show you the stages of this picture. Here is the original drawing done in ink on paper way back in 2021 that I then went on to finish and color digitally. Easily one of my favorite drawings I've ever done. And finally, 4 years later, after blocking out the scene, modeling the objects, and sculpting the character, as well as adding materials and lights, this is what the image looks like now. I am insanely happy with how this came out. This was the most fun I've had doing a video in a long while, and while it was challenging, it really allowed me to bring that style and mood from my drawings to 3D, which is something I feel like I've always been missing. So I really hope to do more work like this in the future. And again, if you're interested in a more in-depth look at how this was made, please go check out the Patreon page using the link in the description. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I've got a lot of fun things planned for the future. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.